We've all been waiting for Xbox to finally announce a new event, but more importantly, we've been waiting to see what they'll show at these new events that are coming up. Well, wouldn't you know it, we have multiple events being talked about, along with some pretty good insight into what we should expect to see at this year's E3, along with some other events. There's a lot to talk about here, so let's just get into all of these details, because there's a lot. Let's do this. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. Alright, so enough of that. Let's get right into what's being said about this upcoming Xbox event that's being leaked. We all know that around June, Xbox will probably have a digital event that's going to be treated just like their E3 event, especially since E3 this year was canceled due to the global pandemic that's been going on right now. Just like last year and the year before, we're going to be seeing an event that's probably going to be 90 minutes, if not longer, and have a bunch of big announcements revolving around Xbox games. Yet, what are the insiders saying will be at the show, and what type of show should we expect from Microsoft? Well, the first person I want to talk about has to be Jeff Grubb, who's become probably one of the most trusted insiders when it comes to Xbox news. The guy has an amazing track record, and when he says something, everyone tends to listen. Here's what he had to say about multiple games at the event and what fans should expect to see when E3 rolls around. Perfect Dark gameplay could finally be shown at a Microsoft E3 2022 showcase, it's been claimed. That's according to GamesBeat Jeff Grubb, who made the claim on the Xbox Era podcast when a viewer question led to group into discussing Xbox's upcoming slate of games and when they'll likely to be released. Perfect Dark could come out in 2023, could easily come out in 2024. But I think we'll probably get Avowed, we'll probably get Perfect Dark. At that point, they will have had close to 5 full years of development, Grubb said when discussing the large list of games that Microsoft have in development but are yet to receive release dates. Okay, now this conversation was mostly about the upcoming games we know about from Xbox. They've been really quiet the last several months when it comes to news. The reason for that is because they're dealing with the Activision Blizzard signing. That's something that will take a lot of time for them to iron out, especially with the FTC and other legal groups looking into that deal because big tech companies are kind of getting cracked down on. So when we hear about Jeff Grubb talking about Perfect Dark and Avowed coming in 2023 or even 2024, it does show that those games might not be the highlights for this year's E3 showing. Instead, they'll probably have a showing about other games that we know about and have it heavily focused on Bethesda and Xbox Game Studios that will be at the showcase. Something that Jeff Grubb talks about again right here when he goes directly into the E3 conference. He continued speculating on Microsoft's presence at E3 2022. They will definitely spend a lot of time on Starfield. They will probably spend a lot of time on Redfall and Forza Motorsport 8. But then they're gonna have a lot of room to talk about, okay, here's where we're gonna be in 2023, and the games that they talk about there are likely going to be the games that you will be getting in 2023. I expect to get gameplay of Perfect Dark and stuff like that at that point. E3 has canceled this year's physical event for the 3rd year in a row and is yet to confirm plans for a digital event. Last year, the ESA held 3 days of live streams coverage to replace the physical show. The Game Awards founder, Jeff Keighley, has confirmed his digital event, Summer Game Fest, will take place as planned this year, likely in June. Okay, so let's break down the games that he talks about right here. Starfield is the first one that comes to everyone's mind because it's going to be the biggest game Xbox releases this year by far. I mean, how could it not be? It's Bethesda, the people that bring out Fallout and Elder Scrolls, some of the biggest games we've ever played in our history in gaming. So when we talk about Starfield, you better believe it's going to be one of the biggest games at the E3 showing. That's almost common sense at this point, especially since we haven't seen gameplay from them at all. Expect this thing to get a full-on 10-minute segment with Todd Howard promoting it and having a deep dive into what the game actually is. I expect gameplay, core gameplay loops, and a massive explanation of what the game is going to be all about. Don't expect a cinematic trailer and that's it like we got before. If Xbox does that, it will be a massive letdown for everyone looking forward to that game. We need gameplay and lots of it so we can see exactly what this game is all about, especially since it's going to be the main game game you release this year in 2022, and will for sure be considered Game of the Year next to Elden Ring, which right now has that title locked down. So I'm expecting to see Starfield be shown a lot with some great gameplay, much like what Bethesda did at their E3 shows. I think it's going to be a mix, have a little bit of Xbox E3, but then Bethesda's going to want to do their thing because they're a part of Xbox now, and they're going to show some great gameplay. Which brings me to Redfall, another game I'm extremely excited about. We've heard so many rumors when it comes to this game, from it being this massive open world game like Borderlands, from it having development trouble and it's going to be delayed, all the way to people leaking footage and images of the alpha footage. This game is massive, and it's going to have to show up at E3. All I can say is that we need gameplay and an explanation of what exactly this is all about. Now, I know there's pretty massive rumors about this game being delayed, but I do have to say, if this doesn't show up at E3 with gameplay or with anything announced, then those rumors of it being pushed to 2023 might be true. I hope that's not the case because I want to play this game so bad, but if it gets pushed, that's all good because no delay is bad for a game. I want to get a game that's really good, so if they have to delay it to make it better, then do that. But all I know is I think this is coming out in September or October like the rumors are suggesting, so we're going to see a lot of gameplay of this also. Which brings me next to Forza Motorsport 8 and Perfect Dark. I believe that Forza is coming out this year, if not early next year. This has been in development for a very, very long time. Turn 10 has been working on the next generation features and has been hard at work pushing the boundaries of what the Xbox Series X consoles can do. Not to mention making their engine far more compatible with the PC platform because they need to do that also with Xbox Game Pass. This will be a graphical showpiece and it's going to be something we're all going to be excited to see. As a person that doesn't really care for motorsports games or simulator racers, I'm just excited to see the assets that will be transferred to Forza Horizon in their next game 2 or 3 years from now, because we have to remember Turn 10 hands over these assets to Playground Games and then they use them in their big open world, which I love to see. Either way, this is huge and I'm glad to see the graphical showpiece. And that brings us lastly to Perfect Dark, which was shown a while ago and something that's been in development for about 4 years now. In fact, it's a game that's being talked about right here. Perfect Dark is being led by The Initiative, a studio that's led by the former studio head of Crystal Dynamics, which was seemingly a factor in the Square Enix-owned developer being loaned to Microsoft to help complete the project. In a statement at the time, The Initiative said, "The Perfect Dark update. We are partnering with Crystal Dynamics, the world-class team behind character-driven games such as Tomb Raider, to bring this first-person spy thriller to a new generation. The teams couldn't pass up a chance to work together. We're still early in development, but incredibly excited to use this unique opportunity to deliver on the vision for Perfect Dark." Okay, I think Perfect Dark is going to be shown. It has to be at this point. We've waited a long time for this game and people are excited to see what it's all about. Yet I do have to say, I don't think it's close to being released. Like Jeff Grubb said, this could be a 2024 release date. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a late December 2023 release date, if not an early 2024. There's a lot of this game still being built out and Crystal Dynamics needs to learn how to work with The Initiative. Either way, I have a feeling we won't see this game for quite some time, especially since Crystal Dynamics was just brought on to help build the game out, and they're a massive studio, over 200 people, and then you throw in the other 50 to 60 people that work at The Initiative, and you're going to have a pretty big AAA game come out, but I don't think we're going to see it for a little while, especially since that Crystal Dynamics partnership was just announced only about 6 to 8 months ago, so we're going to have a long time before that game is built out completely. No matter what, that's a lot of games that we need to see from Xbox. And we haven't even gotten into Fable, Avowed, Hellblade 2, and a bunch of other games they're working on. Not to mention, there might not be an update on Activision Blizzard at all, so we won't get in touch with what's being done with those games and franchises in those studios. It's a long road ahead for Xbox this generation, but it's a road filled with so many games and exciting news. In fact, we have other rumors that there's going to be even more events, one in May, one in September, and maybe an XO in November, and then you throw in all the game events like Jeff Keighley's, and you can see that Xbox has all these opportunities to pretty much announce any time that they're going to bring out a game. As a gamer in general, I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this generation, especially when it comes to Xbox, because they have so many games lined up, especially if the Activision Blizzard deal closes. I mean, they're going to have over 35 to 38, if not 40 studios making games, and like everybody said, they want to bring out one big game every single quarter to keep you on Xbox Game Pass. But enough of what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think Perfect Dark will show up at E3? Are you more excited for the other games coming, like Forza Motorsport, Starfield, and Redfall? Or do you want to see Contraband, Avowed, Fable, and all the games that we didn't talk about? What type of games will we see that haven't been announced? Will we get some new announcements at 3 we didn't even see coming from other studios? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I actually played something different. Yeah, I played a lot of Elden Ring, and mostly Elden Ring. Trust me, I've been in that world like crazy. I'm in the volcano area. I'm having a great time exploring everything. I have over 100 hours in it. I'm over level 100. Haven't really grinded, haven't really followed any guides. I'm just kind of doing it my own way, my first playthrough. I just want to be excited from everything I see and be surprised. I don't need those guides to help me get along. It's a lot of fun. I love exploring. I love getting new weapons, new armor, and not to mention just being in the world. I feel like the world is a character in and of itself. So yeah, just exploring and having a good time. But I also jumped into Sea of Thieves because they dropped some new content in their season. They have these new forts, so me and my buddy played them at least 2 to 3 times this week. We had a great time, man. It's such a good game. I love Sea of Thieves. I keep going back to it. They keep adding a lot of content because there's so many people playing it. Once they added that new content, the servers have been filled. So we've been having a lot of PvP, taking people's stuff. Trust me, Sea of Thieves is amazing. I really recommend everybody go check it out. All that new content is a lot of fun, and it's kind of cool looking. Not to mention, finding people and taking their stuff is what I'm all about. But let me know what you're playing. Are you on your Xbox? Are you on your PS5? Or are you on your PC? Let me know what you're playing, because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.